Hi all. Right, welcome back. D-Day at Saipan. This is part 24, I believe. Should be the final part to this first scenario. However, you never know. I've said that before, and then it takes another part to finish. I mean, it shouldn't really, but it depends how things happen and if I've got time to complete this. And if I blether it too much and go over things that I've, because a couple of things I'd like to talk about quickly. Been putting a couple of comments in the headers of some videos. One going a way back, and the reason I noticed this is we're looking at the back of this event descriptions, and I also put a wee header on the part for that, which, what was it? Was it 20? 21? No, 20 I think. About Grant having a rant about the about the event. I'm kind of hoping nobody comes and tells me, well, there's a reason why it's got an event description on the back and it's also got that 9.3 in the book. Kind of hoping nobody's going to pull me up for that one, but I'll hold my hands up if it is. I'll say, okay, apologies. But until then, yeah. Anyway, and it's when I was looking at that and I thought I'll glance through the other events just in case there was something that wanted to point you towards 9.3 and whatever, and just a glance as well. And I came across this. Okay, yes, I came across this event description, where it says remove Japanese disruption. Now, if you recall, we had this event. I'm ringing a bell. I think it's part 16. I think I seem to remember diving back today and putting a wee comment in the header. I mean, obviously this is edited after the fact because I never noticed this at all. And this is more fool me for not looking up the event description and just assuming it was as the previous games. And, well, I say previous games, don't know about Iwo Jima. Pretty sure all the original games had it that way. But starting to wonder about that a little bit too. Well, I've got Iwo Jima's rulebook here. Remove Japanese disruption. Japanese disruptions are removed from two positions of your choice using the priority colour on the fire card. That's what it says in Iwo Jima's event description. What have we got here? Japanese disruptions are removed from two positions on US player's choice using the priority colour on the fire card. The priority colour on the fire card. My guess is it means the leftmost colour. However, if you recall, I just removed every disruption because now I'm starting to doubt myself. So we're getting other rulebooks out now just to check. Okay, I was looking at Pelulu's rulebook to start with, and there's not an event called Remove Disruption. However, there's an event that says... Oh, hang on, that does not make sense. Hang on. BNR, is that not the scenario? Now I know you're sort of scratching your head wondering what's he on about. I started looking through the cards to see if I could find anything, and it's under BNR. I think that's one of the scenarios, and that's the only bit that I could find an event that says remove disruption from all Japanese units, and that does say all Japanese units there, but when you look in the BNR, only positions in mountain hexes or jungle hexes win 2 hexes, blah blah blah. Right, okay. Look, I'm just forget about that, Grant. Okay, both Tarawa and Pelelu don't actually have the event description for it. But the first card I've looked at on Tarawa as well says remove disruption from all Japanese units, and I just read one from Pelelu, so they clearly did have that. And I'm not going to bother with Omaha, but I mean I did do the playthrough Omaha, so I'm pretty sure we had that event come up. Yeah, so just looking at it, so I did look at Omaha after all. It doesn't actually give you a description like remove. It's not remove disruption, but it states on the cards in every one of the games, remove all either Japanese or German disruption in regard to Omaha. But it doesn't have an entry as an event telling you that. However, and so it makes me feel a little better that they are within all games. However, Iwo Jima is the same as this. And as you can see, it's not remove all disruption. It's just from 2 positions. And well, that was my fault for not looking at the back of this just to double check it. So, yeah, any other events that come up isn't. Well, I probably would have. I guess just that one. I mean, even if I got a hero mark, I would have to look in the back of here to see what to get. But I just kind of automatically took that for granted. I mean, just the card says remove Japanese disruption, whereas if you look at the other games, it says remove all Japanese disruption. So I can't put any blame to this here. I can't sort of accuse that of telling me something. That's just my bad for not actually reading that. So, yeah, there's not enough of what I can do about that. What I thought was it might sort of balance out this situation. You know, I did talk about this, didn't I? The fact that this was in a hill. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did last night. And I made a blunder with that. I might go back and revisit it, but it's going to be moot, if you like, if I don't carry on playing anyway. So if I was to carry on playing, I might go back and look at it. But I could maybe say, well, I removed all that disruption that time and I should only move 2 positions. I want to say there was maybe about 5 or 6 that were disrupted, maybe. And I removed all the disruption from them, so, and I shouldn't have. So maybe that sort of balances out a little. Well, not really, maybe. Anyway, it's done too far ago. You know, it's too long gone since I can do anything about it. You know. And the other thing, what was the other one I picked up on? Okay, yeah, the other thing was, and this was just in part 21, which I just uploaded today, I think. Yeah, it was, because this is 24, 22 and 23, I was still reviewing back. Yeah, it was 21, and yeah, it was rather weird, actually, watching it back and thinking, what are you doing, Grant? It was when the Japanese fire phase, and we're looking at yellow, red and blue, and I eventually look up the rule book and decide, well, I don't decide, I look at the rules and it tells me how you're meant to go about. You know, I'm saying I go from left to right and up and down, and eventually I find out you're meant to go from the colours in order and then from west to east, so it's from down to up. So I'm like, okay, right, it tells you there what you're meant to do. And just when I do that, I then proceed to look at these blue and red positions firing, and I say, well, wait now, red's before blue, so I do the red, and actually is this blue not empty at the time, and it reinforces. So I do the red, and it shoots twice, because these have all got depth. Then I do the blue, and it shoots twice, and then I come to the yellow, and of course it shoots twice as well, it fires twice as well. But I mean, yellow should have been first. So this position should have actually fired first. And I was looking back on it, and I don't know, I basically don't know. I'm not sure if the order of the hit should have been, because yellow, it should have fired first, and I think it would have hit these positions. Whereas I had red firing first, and I think it hit these positions. So there might have been some different outcome, to be honest. I think we still got the 6 hits. I think yellow still hit twice, red hit twice, and blue hit twice. But whether they were done in the right order, or if there's a certain unit that might have got hit and another one should not have, I don't know. But it was really, really stupid of me, because, you know, I talked about this. It was just after talking about it, and then I proceeded to like botch it up, which was, yeah, a bit silly. And then I get the feeling that I think if I was to play on, of course, you're going to go into turn 5, and does that not bring in all the actions anyway? Yeah, it does. So it brings the A and the I action in. So, but I think if I was to play this game again, I would do it. Well, mind you, it does state that when the lettered actions come into play, you should do it in that order, because up until then it doesn't. Well, I'm saying it doesn't matter, but no, it doesn't, because you've got to hit as many units as possible anyway. So if you've got one position firing out of turn, you've got to then go and revisit it and sort of alter it if you can. But I think if I was to play things again, I would do it in this, or continue, I would do it in this order. I suppose it makes it a bit messy. You're starting there looking for all yellow positions. I get the feeling I might have done that when I first played the games, though. You know, look through all the yellow positions first. The problem with that is you've got to make sure you don't miss any, because then you're doubling back, and then you're doing fire again, and then you're looking at a yellow position. What I think sometimes I've done was like something like that, to say that, okay, that's had its action. Because the other thing is, you might get R actions that redeploy, and then you know, let's just can I give an example? Yeah, let's say that blue position there, 1, 2, 3. Let's just say it redeploys to here. You know, if I move that to there, and then I'm looking at the blue position, the green. So what I would probably do is something like that, to say that that's moved. Then you would maybe want to mark that to say that's not. I mean, if you're doing all this in the one sort of take, then you're probably going to keep track of things. But sometimes I go away. I just go pause. I go and pause, and then you're like, what's going on? So that was that. Or was there not something else, Grant? No, I think that was it. I get the feeling there might have been something else, but I can't think of what it was. So. Okay, just try to get this wrapped up, and to be honest, I'll get the feeling if I don't get everything moved here, I might just sort of say, right, I'm done moving things, let's get this close combat sorted and just finish the turn. Because I think I've got enough positions, I think I've got enough units in position to get the 15 points, haven't I? However, the relevant part is taking this, and if this doesn't get taken out, then there's no way. Well, I was looking, if this green position had got taken out, it might have been possible, but I know I said the blue was more important over the red. I'm not quite sure how I worked that out. I think that was only relevant if we took the green position out, to be honest. But I see I could get a unit in here, and possibly a unit in there now, because does that yellow just fire around about itself? Yeah, it does. So in actual fact, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, could I get something up there? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's not any good, because I wouldn't be able to trace through that or that. So I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually. Oh no, hang on. No. Oh yeah, maybe. Because can we trace through here, here? This is disrupted. Actually, hang on here. Is it? No, this blue fires into there. Yeah, yellow fires into there, yeah. I was wondering if I could get sorry, you're not seeing any of that. I'm going further up and further up. I wondered if I could trace down in through, well, not through that brown, but in through here. But that blue's firing into there, and the yellow fires into there. So there's no way through there. But I could pick up, if I had a unit here, I think, a unit here, because they could trace into here now, not into here, but into here, unless yellow fires in that, but that's a dodgy looking hex to try and move things about. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that could give you another 4 points if you're able to move units into there. Well, there's no point doing it if yellow does fire into their Grant. I get the feeling it shouldn't. Okay, I had a look. Yellow does not fire into there, so yeah, even a unit there works, doesn't it? Trace, 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 beach, and we're good. Yeah. So that disrupted unit. How is it I can... How can I preservation move? Yeah, I noticed that was one other thing I took a note and made a comment of. When I was talking about preservation moves, I noticed I'd done it once. I talked myself out of it because I thought it was illegal. But it says you can't move into an intense field of fire when you preservation move. However, I noticed myself talking about it when it was a disrupted position. And it doesn't talk about it being disrupted, but I'm going to assume that wouldn't... Look, if this unit was disrupted in here, right, once we've done the close combat, which it will be, if I want to do a preservation move between here and here, it would be a movement under fire if this unit was not disrupted. It would also be an illegal preservation move because we cannot move a disrupted unit into an intense field of fire. However, if it's disrupted, yeah, I don't think that matters. So it's quite possible I could finish the turn by moving that guy into there like that. And then we've got another point there. Ooh, you could actually get points from that and that as well. Yeah, there's points out there. Okay, well, try and work some of them out then, Grant. Okay, the problem with this is I need to spend actions to move some of this stuff. So, right, well, we leave that now then, Grant. Right, okay, I'm just going to get some stuff moving. I think it's 1.5 for me to move into there, because that looks like one of the sugarcane cultivated parts of the... Oh no, hang on, we've got a railroad into there, Grant. So 1, 2.5. Yeah, that doesn't really help. I think it's going to be any of these units might get up to there. So I'm going to move this guy. He's got a step loss. I'm going to move him into there. And can we get somebody into there then as well? I've got tanks here, so these get a free action as well. Yeah, I don't know if it should be... What that's from 3-8, so his headquarters is there, so that's quite a good idea then. That's railroad and then a road into there though. I wonder if I should keep that guy back. Yeah, I think I'll change that and I'll put that LVTA into there and leave that like that. Hang on, did I not say this was... That can't be a point, but that could. So, will we move the tank into there then? Again, we're not moving under fire or anything. Not that I can see. I think the best idea might be to move the... Right, where's his headquarters? 1. That's the way back here. Sorry. That's the way back here, the 1-8. And I thought he was maybe going to get involved. Well, actually, he doesn't need to get involved. Where's 2-8? 2-8's in here, I think. Yeah. Okay, so he doesn't need to get involved. So I might try and move him up. Oh, I'm not going to be able to. because we're going from intense red to intense red. Well, I can do that with him, actually. Because he's just a battalion HQ. I think I was going to keep that heavy weapons. Right, okay. Let me just... No, let's just move... I'm sure I want to move the tank. No, I'm going to move that guy. What the heck. I'm going to move him into there as well. So I think that gives us 3 extra points there. And if I get any more actions, I've got 1, 2 units. And I've also got a disrupted unit down the bottom. Whether that could... Preservation. No, it can't preservation move. Because it needs to be adjacent to... Actually, it needs to be adjacent to undisrupted Japanese unit, doesn't it? So that situation there that I was talking about would not work, would it? Because if this is undisrupted, I then can't move into intense fire. And if it's not undisrupted, I can't do the preservation move. Yeah, okay. Right, but I'll leave that for now. So we've got one attack to sort of deal with, Grant. I'm not so sure we've got the ability to go for the red and the blue. I think I looked at this. This is 1-8, but he's got a step wall, so he can't attack from range. And K3-2 could, but there's nothing that could start that attack that's from the same battalion. So, yeah, I'm not going to attack with that. I'm going to use this heavy weapons unit down the bottom to attack this. That's from 8th Regiment. And then I'm going to use... What is this? Oh, it's on the hill. Right, well, we do want a bit then if we can get it. Blue fire's into there though, and I think there's some range. Well, blue fire's into there, there's a tank there. So I might use that as well. So we've got 8, and that's from 8th Regiment. However, I think, what does the hill do again? 2 times Japanese unit strengths. So it's not the depth marker. Yeah, so I'm going to use this so that 2nd Battalion is attacking, right? Of 8th Regiment, heavy weapons from 8th Regiment. And we can get, there's his headquarters, and G, I think. No, not G. He's step lost. Oh, it's just a pity. Let's tidy things up here. I kind of thought there was tanks in there as well. It must have been the tanks up there I was looking at. So there's nothing else in here. I'm just putting that on top. So that's going to attack as well. That's the headquarters from 2-8. So 2-8, 2-8, and then heavy weapons from 8th Regiment. Then these all get a freebie, by the way, because this is where the regimental HQ is. And this tank's going to attack as well. It's in blue field of fire. So yes. So we've got 8, 15 adjacent. And then that doesn't get halved. So that's an R4, 19. And then that gets halved, rounded up to for 2. So another 2. So 21. Yeah, let's do it. Right, no messing about, Grant. Now this gets doubled because it's on a hill. Yeah. So 21. Oh my. That's 2 4 strength elite units I've drawn for the reinforcement. This was another reinforcement position, wasn't it? I'm not good at that, am I? Right, well, let's do this one right. He's on the hill, remember, Grant. Flamethrower. Ooh, yeah. This guy brings. So we've got, because he brings a full set of weapons, basic weapons. So we've got the flamethrower, but that's 8 strength. And what did we have? 21? So that sounds good, but it looks like we're going to have a look at the depth marker, I think. So yeah, 21 to 8 is only 2 to 1. Well, yeah, it's not 3 to 1. So it'll be 2 to 1. And we have the weapons. Is it just 2 to 1? Oh, that's rotten. Yeah, because now we're not getting to reveal. This is a situation where I'd like to see it. I think Martin was right actually when he mentioned that. And I kind of said to him, I says, well, I don't know if I want odds at like 3 to 2 and 1 to 1 and then reveal the depth marker. But if you think about it, I got away with that one. Well, okay, I got the attack wrong because it was on a hill, but I was getting away with it. So 3 to 2 odds, and then if you reveal and get 1 to 1 odds, you know, then that's what you want. 1 to 1 odds with everything revealed disrupts, doesn't it? Yeah, so it does seem a lot different from the older games, how the attacks work, which isn't a bad thing. Some of it looks quite interesting. Okay, so 21 to 4, 4, 8. No, it's 21 to 8. I was thinking, what are you talking about, Grant? Like, you've got plenty of odds there. 21 to 8, 8, 16. Yeah, but we need 24, wouldn't we? And we've not got 24. And I couldn't have brought 24 because I don't think this can attack. No, I can't. It's got to be all from the same battalion. Did we have the... Oh, wait a minute. We had 2 artillery points left and we were going to use them. Well, you know what? That would have only been 23. But I didn't use it. But I know I talked about it, didn't I? I talked about it last night. About using the last 2 points to attack the blue position. Because I think we put 1 point into attacking this green, didn't we? But we ended up with a flank result on the counter. So yeah, I believe we've only got 2 to 1. I think it's just going to remove the depth marker then. So we've got Japanese unit, an unrevealed depth marker at 2 to 1 odds with the weapons. We've got JX, depth markers eliminated. Yeah. Not really what we wanted. So, depth markers are there. Yeah. No disruption. But, well, it's not the end of the world. We know what it is now. It can only hit 1 rather than 2 because it's not got the depth marker. Yeah. Okay, right, let's get things finished off here, Grant. Right, so I did work out that this guy will not be able to make a preservation move. So I've got an LVT and an LVTA in this hex. I've got 2 actions still to use for 2nd Division. So I think I'm going to use them both on these 2 units. Yeah. And I'm going to move... This is moving up the railroad, isn't it? Yeah, railroad must come out of that hex. So, and we're moving... We're not getting issues with fields of fire or anything. And then... There's no real point putting that tank adjacent, is there? You know what? I'm better putting the LVTA into there, and then putting this guy into there, because he's going to go away at the end of the turn anyway. That's an intense brown, so. And then I think what's underneath that is disrupted, I'm assuming. Yeah, so that would be me using my last 2 actions up. Let me just reserve the right to maybe change my mind on that. But I think the movements were alright, because railroad and then up the road into not any dodgy terrain, no breakdown checks or anything like that. And I think that gets me another 2 points. I think that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points there. So what did I have with that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9 and 5 is 14. So if we can get 1 more, then we don't actually need the yellow position, I don't think. But can we get 1 more? Right, hang on. Because that position would work. But I moved 1. Right, hang on, I might change. But you still need to get something in there, Grant. You're not going to get anything. Nah, I've not got. There's no real point in getting something into there. I think one of them could move into there, but. Well, actually, hang on. Remember, I can't move through this hex because this at the moment this is a Japanese unit. Even though it's disrupted, it's still, and you have to stop adjacent to a Japanese unit, don't you? So, right, could I not have moved across the other side with something? I don't know. And we've worked out this hex isn't any good, is it? Damn. No, blue fire's into there. I think I've taken care of what's up there. I was looking at that hex there, but I think I've done as much as I can up there. It's just because I'm not convinced we're going to win this CC. So, right, let me pause and have a wee think and a wee look. Okay, I think I might have found it. This tank in here would get a free move. The regimental regimental HQ's in there. So this is up the railroad. So that's 1. Oh, it says it's +1. Damn. I might have messed that up then. Why is it +1 up the railroad for AFVs? Oh well. Where were they about? They were in there, weren't they? I might need to reset that then. Let me have another wee look. No, actually it's okay. Because this would be 1, but +1 for the railroad. And then 1 into the sugarcane. Because the AFVs only cost 1 to move into the sugarcane. So that was okay. So it'd be 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. Yeah, but the other. Well, hang on. What's the other hex I'm trying to reach? Was it here? Wait a minute. No, I can't see a way around the boat. Really. I mean, if it costs me +1 for moving on an AFV on a railroad. I'm not sure. I mean, it costs one for a leg unit moving, and it costs 2 for an AFV. I mean, I don't know how you're meant to be doing it. Are you meant to be on a train, or maybe not? Maybe it's just travelling up that sort of terrain. But then the breakdown thing, you need to, when you move onto a railroad, check for breakdown. But if you move through a railroad, you don't check for breakdown. So I'm not really awful sure. I don't think I can get anything into this hex. That would have been my only shot, but I think it seems to be that it's 2 moving into there, because it's the railroad. I don't know why that is. I don't know, maybe. Because if it wasn't the case, if it was just 1, mind you, see all the small buildings in there. That also says AFV +1. Which, okay, you can understand about a tank moving through buildings and whatever. So my guess was, if it wasn't the railroad, even if I was coming in this road, you're still coming through buildings. So I think that would be a +1. I really find the terrain situation a bit I don't know. I'd love for somebody to sit down and explain it all to me, I think. Is it just me that? It might be. It might be that it's pretty straightforward. Um, so yeah, well, right. Well, it doesn't look like we can find the point up here, Grant. So can you get it anywhere else? Okay, more terrain issues then. Why does leg have no cost for buildings terrain? So again, this needs explained to me more. I mean, surely if AFVs can move into buildings at a cost of +1 normal movement point, okay, you're looking at other terrain in Hex. What leg units surely can move? There's just the dash there. What does that mean? Oh. What does that mean? Japanese tank entry location. Help. Right, I mean, I did talk about the fact that these tanks, I mean, you just didn't think they could just pop up anywhere. Now, these are on the map. I'm looking about and I'm seeing them, and I remember seeing them before, and I just didn't quite. I think I read this before, I just like forgot all about what it meant, but, well, I don't really know what it means. Oh, right. I'm just going to move on. I thought I had something there. Yet again, I'm getting stumped. This wee engineer unit here, okay, we need to give it an action. In fact, or that. 1, movement 2, because this hex would work. Now, I can't trace communication through here because blue's in there, but I can trace there, and then back down again. If I could have got something into this hex. This one's not applicable because blue fires into there and there. So, but that one would have worked. So I thought 1, 2, 3, because we're kind of going along roads and queer hexes. However, I'd be leaving steady field of fire from blue, moving from there to there, and that's 1 extra movement point. So that one's out as well. No, I don't think I'm getting it, to be honest. I did look, the line comes down here, and these guys are actually sitting adjacent to the line, and to an extent, so is this. But we need to trace into a beach hex. Now, they're sitting in the beach hex. However, brown, blue, yellow all fire into that hex. Well, and red. And the same in there, isn't it? Well, yeah, pretty much. So my guess is that even the fact they're sitting there, that's not going to work. So yeah, I don't think I can see that other point. So that means that we do need to, well, are you sure, Grant? Because they're only looking for 1 more point. Yeah, maybe if I'd thought it through better and realised that I'd maybe need that point, would I have been able to get something in there? Would I have been able to come around? I don't know. Okay, I've given up looking for the point. I think I'm probably just going to try and move a couple of units. These are all disrupted. I've got. I bet I've used up. I bet I've used up my tanks. Have I got a barrage attempt on that? Maybe. Please have a tank. No. Well, hang on. What about artillery? Oh no, I can't barrage. It's not occupied. Sorry, it's not revealed. So what do I want? That's full. So I'll be moving from red and blue intense into there, and then from there, yeah, it's red and blue as well. Well, this would get 1 of the units in. No, hang on, that's an action. Oh, I don't have any more actions. on this side because I moved them. So all I can do is try and move these two. Well, let's try and do that then. So I'm going to try and move these two into here. I'm going to check. Oh, it's red, blue. Did I say it's red, blue and brown? Oh no, brown's disrupted. So it's only red and blue that are active. Yeah, okay, so I'll draw a card and it's intense fire, so we don't want to see red or blue. No red, but we got the blue. So we've got to take a hit and one of these guys gets left. Yuck. So yeah, is he full strength, that one? Yeah, he's from 3-2, he's from 3-2. Okay, I'll put the leader in, the HQ in, and that takes a step loss and is disrupted. Now that can't undisrupt this turn though as well. So right. I'll need to put that down the bottom. Right. Yeah, I was wondering why I didn't do this, but yeah, I've not got any actions left. That would cost an action. Right, I think I'm kind of done, really. I mean, there's nothing more sort of. I know there's some units out there that might not have made any moves. Hang on. Right, I've got this guy G28. Right, these are on this hex as well, but that's had an action. That's not. So we get a free action from the regimental HQ. He's got a step loss. See, I could safely move him into here, but I'm thinking about moving him into here because if it's 2nd Battalion that was making the attack there, I would be drawing a card for blue. Right, let's try it. Let's try and we drew blue the last card, so hopefully we don't have blue in the card, or he's going to take step loss and disrupted. So movement under fire, G28 into there. Not wanting to see blue. Ah, bingo. Okay, so he gets in there, so that's good. I'll put him down the bottom because he's got the step loss. Yeah, so that might set us up for a bit better. Yeah, and where are we? Right, that's right, Grant. That's down the bottom, and that's disrupted, and that's on top. Right. Yeah, just looking at this, I did say I wanted to try and move that up, didn't I? I mean, I know it's not huge. Oh, I can't. Oh, I need to do. Yeah. Nah, I'm not going to risk that. I'd be moving under fire, and we've just drawn a card that's not got blue in it. So I think I'll just leave him. He's not got an action. There's a tank up there. Oh yeah, he's the guy that I was trying to. Yeah. No, he can't really do anything. I'm just going to leave that. I can't really see anything else exciting that I want to try and move. However, you do have 2 actions down this side, Grant. You've got a lot of stuff, but I don't know what I'm doing. I'm probably not going to be moving on, so why not just leave it, get this CC looked at, and yeah, I've just not got the buzz to try and move any more units because I might not carry on. I guess it's just because of that yeah, I could move little bits about here and there, and same with the preservation moves because I think I would. Well, it says the CC happens before disruption removal, so I'm not sure if that means disruption removal and preservation disruption movement or just disruption removal. But what I think I'll do is I'll do this CC and then I'll just remove disruption from anything that I'm allowed to, and then I'll straighten up the units again, and yeah, I'll leave it. Thing is, I do have a bit more time to do something else, so I don't know. Well, then make your mind up, I suppose, Grant, if you're going to play on. And yeah, and if I've not maybe made the most of some of these movements, then so be it. I just don't really have the incline to start moving things about. I mean, we've got all these units spread out now as well. It's to try and get these points. And now come turn 5, we've got to start considering command, and you've got all the units spread out. I mean, whether it's meant to... I mean, I guess it is meant to sort of have that situation, because you're meant to be trying to get 24 points, never mind 15. Well, we don't know, really. Right, okay. So I'm going to say I'm done with my movement, right? And... yeah, and I'm going to take these blue... well, I'll leave that one just to signify that's where that... Now, what was it? Was the HQ was in there? It's been that long. Yeah, let's get this CC worked out and see if we happen to take that yellow position out. If I take the yellow position out, then I think we've got more points, but... yeah, well... okay, so CC, right. Right, so CC, reveal any unrevealed depth marker. Well, it's already revealed, so that's that. Right, draw cards blindly. So US cards are 1 for each step. So we're okay, we're getting 4 again, and we're getting the flamethrower. So we are getting 5 cards. I might actually run out of cards here. We've not got that many. We must have been drawing a lot. Okay, but if we do run out, we just shuffle everything up and start again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Doing it the way that I like to do it. Should zoom out a bit. That's the 5 cards. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we are going to run out, because they're wanting 5 as well, aren't they? So Japanese, 1 for each unit and an R for the depth marker. Now it says each unit, again, they're both classed as 1 unit. Yeah, they are. It was on, and the detachment part. So that's 2. And then they've got a strength of 4. Remember that CC depth marker has only strength of 1, but it still unfortunately takes them to 4. So that's 3 cards up to now, and then each CC requirement listed on the unit and depth marker, so they've got 2, maximum of 2, so they're getting 2 there. So that is their 5. Occupies level 4 terrain, tank unit, pillbox. No. So they're getting 5 cards as well. Well, I've only got 4 here, so I'm going to shuffle up the discard pile and get a 5th one. Okay, so there's 5 cards for the Japanese. It's got these in the way, but I can't really move them, so... I've got the space. Right. We should squeeze things in there. Okay, so where are we now? Real top card, Japanese first. Yeah, I'm sure we can just move on now, Grant. Right, so the colour of the hex is yellow. And they're disrupted. I don't know. Right, so they're going to reveal first, so we don't want to see them. We'd rather not probably see any events, and we don't want to see yellow. So here we go. And what do you know? Well, no event, but yellow. So they hit a card. So that gets discarded. And we take a hit. It's our choice. Take the LVTA, I guess. So that's our hit. There was no event, so that gets discarded now. And we now get a shot. And looking for yellow. Oh, I thought again I'd covered it. No event, which is probably good, but we get the hat. So, and they are disrupted. If already disrupted, remove a depth mark of the Japanese unit. Yeah, so we get rid of the depth marker there. Oh, and there was a card, Grant, and there was a card. and we destroy the depth. It's just a destroying it. Well, actually, I think that depth marker is not able to trace communication, is it? Oh, hang on, though. He doesn't. Well, yeah, because it can't trace through a US unit, and it can't trace into there, and it can't trace down the beach as well. That was the other one which I might not have mentioned. Not that it could get through there anyway. So I think that depth marker's probably eliminated then, as in removed from the game. I'll do that with it. We'll see. And I discarded the card for them, didn't I? Yes. So that was good. So that's that. Now I think we've still got 3 cards each, haven't we? So now the Japanese, let's hope not for yellow. Yes, withdrawal hit. Well, we're not withdrawing. That's a hit to us again. We discard a card. We only need 1 more hit on them though, so we've got to stick with us when we've got 2 cards left. So we just need to draw a yellow without any annoying event. We've got a hit to take here though. So tempted to take it on the LVTA, but that's maybe silly. Oh, this has got marking on the back as well, isn't it? Might have flipped one over. I wonder if there's some relevance to that. Why is it just go on that side though? Yeah, I think I'll take it on the infantry then. So that flips and that gets removed. And that was the Japanese. Yeah. Right. 1 more hat. That's all we need. Please make it happen. Here we go. Yellow. Yes. And no event. Perfect. So, already disrupted. No depth marker. Eliminate a Japanese unit. Remember, they both go away now. Yeah. Well, it doesn't say that anything's different regarding. Hang on. Well, maybe ending CC by elimination. Close combat ends immediately if all units on one side are eliminated, or the Japanese are eliminated. Yeah. Okay. If the Japanese position was in communication at the start of the CC, well, it's not, is it? No, it's not. So, place elite Japanese units eliminated in the CC in the Japanese reserve units pool. If the Japanese position was not in communication at the start of the CC, place elite Japanese units eliminated in the CC, and the Japanese eliminated elite units display. Japanese elite units eliminated display. It was not in communication. Yeah, so they go in the reserve. Nah, he's not going in the reserves. He's going in the elite units eliminated box. Yeah, that's alright, yeah. Which isn't quite as good for them. Although I think they can still come back. And then remove all non-elite Japanese units eliminated in CC from play. So yeah, so that's removed from play. Alright, cool. And that would have discarded a card as well, which I'm going to do because the other cards kind of go back. I think, because I think it says that. Or does it? I'm sure there was a bit where it says you put the other cards back on top, but no, hang on. So the survivors remain in the hex and become disrupted, so we don't need that marked anymore. We know we are going into that sugar cube. That can go away. So, well, that card gets discarded. I'm just not sure. I mean, it's probably not that important, but anyway, these guys are going into the hex, disrupted. In actual fact, I probably should. So I think that gives me the points. How many was I getting from up there? I can't remember. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I think it was only 6. And then 9, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I think I've possibly got 20 points, but that's just a maybe. It could be any number between 0 and 20. Where are we? Right, in there. Disrupted. Right. So that was good. That went much better. I think it was going the same way as well after the first hit. No events there though. You could see how some of the events they're more beneficial to the Japanese, I think. Right, how do we... I was sure there was one bit that talked about putting cards back. I just can't see it. Yeah, there it is. It's an important note. How do you know? How do you I keep missing all these important notes. I think that kind of says something. I don't know what it says. It's maybe me, or I don't know. Maybe they should be structured differently. Maybe they should be part of... I don't know, maybe not. So page 20 anyway. It's within the CC. It says, important, if cards remain undrawn at the conclusion of a close combat, return the undrawn cards to the top of the card deck. So, I know it's not, again, random cards we're talking about. Well, the US cards got drawn first, so I'm going to put this one back first, and then, so which was the Japanese card, and we had one card from each, and then that'll be the top card. So I'll put them back there. Okay. Right. Now what I was thinking about saying is, I might sort of allow myself... Well, I've took the blue cubes off the ground. Well, you know what? See if there's any possible preservation moves with disrupted units. I might allow myself that. No, why bother, Grant? All you want to do is finish this off anyway. All I want to do is take disruption off everything, count up how many points I think I've got, and then if I want to revisit game turn 5, I can do that tomorrow if I want, you know? So, yeah, we'll just do that. I'm going to remove disruption on, I think I can remove disruption from that, for instance, whereas that, hang on, we got rid of, that doesn't have a depth marker anymore, does it? So, whereas that one does, so I don't think I can remove the disruption from under these, can I? Yeah, but I can remove disruption from these other spots. So I'm just going to do that. I'm going to tidy up all the units, and I'll quickly come back. In fact, you know what? I won't, because I've not really got the time just now. So what I'm going to say is, we've got at least the 15 point. Well, we think we've got the 15 points. Like I say, I think I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I've got 1, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I must have that as well. 11, right? And then we've got another 9 here. So 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Yeah, that one doesn't count. Why have I moved him there then? I think it was just, it was to flank that guy. Yeah, that one doesn't count because yellow fires into there and blue fires into there. So that's 20 I can see. So, and that would make some logic to me, because if you need 24 for the victory in this scenario, that's not far away. It's pretty close, actually. I mean, this is assuming I'm doing everything right. And I mean, if you want to have a look, if we're counting the back line, although I wasn't going for it, how many points have I got? That's a big 0. So it cannot be. It just cannot be. And I can't believe that other people have been playing this game and using that line and considering that to be their victory point line and whatever. So it looks like to me I've got 20 points. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it at that because I have run out of time now. And maybe if I do revisit this, if I do come back tomorrow and decide, look, let's go into game turn 5. Let's have a look at. I'm not sure. I'm looking at all that mess there and thinking, where are you going to start game turn 5? Everything's all split up now as well, and it's like, as if things weren't bad before where you had big stacks. Well, I've not got big stacks anymore. Well, some of them I do. But they're all now spread out, and then we've got to get command of them all, and yeah, actually I might allow myself some movement because that headquarters, see these headquarters and that, I might move some of these, but then you need to do that before you sort of reset everything, Grant. I just don't have the time just now to do it. Well, they get a stretch of 3 hexes, don't they? And they get a stretch of... No, is it the other way about? Is it them that get the 3 hexes and them that get the 2? I think it is, isn't it? So he would go 1, 2 into there, but he wouldn't get that HQ. So, I mean, that then wouldn't be in command. So, which seems a bit... That's why I kind of think maybe I need to move this somewhere into the mix here. I think I said I was wanting to do that. You know what's best? Probably what's best is to just leave it as it is just now. Because there is a chance I might not come back to this. I might sort of say, oh no, it's too much. And then I don't need to reset everything and turn units about and move HQs and whatever. And I know I should have moved this HQ before I completed that CC, but I mean, I don't see that making any difference. I know it's in the rules, but it's one of these rules that probably doesn't make any difference. So I'll leave it like that, and then maybe we'll just let this go. Yeah, I'm not sure. I do have some more gaming time coming up though, and I've said about the other table, so I either have to strip this down. Actually, what I could do, I never thought I could actually go and set up Red Storm, the second scenario, on the other table, and then, but then I'd need this table for next weekend, so then I would need to strip this down. Or shimmy it across or something. I'm a bit reluctant to give up on this completely, Yeah. Okay, I'll leave it like that for now. And I think I'll upload the last few videos. So 21's out there. 22 I'll get up tonight. 23, and this is 24. So that'll be that. That'll be that first scenario. And maybe just put them out there. And again, we've still not heard back, got all our answers and that, and just don't want to chuck it away until I find out. To be honest, this could sit on the table for another week. However, if I do set up Red Storm, I'm then not wanting to strip it. That the reason that I hadn't started that is so that I could use that table. So then I'm going to be in a table situation. Right, that's not your problem anyway. Okay, I'll get away for now, and well, we'll just see what happens, and what happens will happen. Okay, cheers guys.